Good afternoon and welcome to How You Livin on Edge Radio, and happy Monday to everybody. My name is Robin B.
No.
What?
Happy MLK.
Happy MLK
Happy
to
King
everyone.
Day.
And for anyone who is able to celebrate, sadly we're not having a parade, understandably.
Right.
We usually have a huge parade downtown.
I never go.
Okay, I never do, but I'm usually working because
Uh-huh.
my company is open, so I get to enjoy it from the window.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I don't even get to enjoy it from the window this year. But how are you, Dr. Kiva?
I am awesome.
Great. Happy MLK Day.
Well, did
Now,
you?
do you have any rituals you do for MLK Day?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, we don't do our banking. Okay, we boycott banking.
Well, I
How
don't think
about
you
that?
can.
Exactly. That's my point. So we can't do that.
Right.
It's so ironic that we have such an impactful holiday right after what went down in Washington. I know it's a
Right.
weird pivot, but that's really what we're up against right now.
Mhm.
Everything he fought for and died for seemed to have been undone in a matter of a few hours.
Well, I guess the thing that he did fight for, it obviously it stayed around. You know, he
Well,
fought
it
for
kinda
equal
has,
rights.
But no, that's my point. So
And-
what exactly went down in Washington last? Basically, he was fighting for our equal rights.
Right.
The riots were basically primarily to boycott the vote of basically urban areas.
Mhm.
Okay, so they were trying to undo all the work that he's done.
Yes.
That was their biggest argument, their biggest fight, saying it's unpatriotic to basically let urban areas vote. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at it really deep down like that, so he's probably rolling over in his grave today.
Well, you know, and you think about it with 45, whenever he was going to any kind of court, it was always
Oh.
based on those areas
The
that
urban-
were
the urban
that he
communities.
fought about.
100%.
He didn't fight about the other ones.
Nope.
Yeah, so,
And so that's sort of like, wanting it both ways. He wanted his cake and eat it too. He wanted to keep the votes that were in the same state but different
Right.
neighborhood.
Mhm.
So,
Well, it was this one article, and it was in Scientific American,
okay.
and it talked about the it was about perception.
Okay.
So it's the science of perception.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were saying that when it comes to white males,
Right.
they tend to have this more perception of that this isn't right. They have these moral guides that they follow,
Mm-hmm.
and that moral guide can also be violent.
Yes.
But they feel as
And
though
they're
they have a
justified.
right
They feel
to
they're-
do it
absolutely.
because of this perception that they're losing everything.
Just heard somebody must
Yeah.
have talked about that, because that sounds exact. I heard about that yesterday.
Mhm.
Someone was discussing it on the radio, and that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make perfect sense, but it explains their mentality.
Exactly.
Is that they're entitled to keep it at any cost. They're entitled to
Exactly.
keep their majority at all costs.
At all costs.
And
Yeah.
they looked at the 5 lives that were lost as collateral damage.
Mhm.
They really did.
They really did, and it just, and I do kind of understand, because it was the argument like, what if they were black?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, that was a large amount of people
It sure
coming
was.
in, so they just weren't prepared.
Right.
More so.
And the interesting thing also is that there were so many officials in that mob. I mean, military, elected officials, police officers. That's very scary.
Yeah.
So now
Anybody
what
can
they're
be
doing,
brainwashed.
oh, of course, anybody, you're right, anyone can be,
Mhm.
or else what's inherent already in their thought process.
Exactly.
But now they're having to go through the extra layer of screening all of the National Guard that's coming in, because they don't know who's been radicalized. I mean, it's so much work. Think of
Yeah.
our tax dollars at work. What a horrible, horrible situation.
Well,
Poor
but the
Biden.
flip side of that, who's really surprised?
Who? Not us.
Not us.
Not us.
So we're
Nobody here is surprised.
we're not surprised. I mean,
Uh-uh.
if you put toxin
Right.
conversation out there
Yeah.
to someone who already buys
They're-
into
exactly.
it, then what do you expect?
That's right.
They're
That's
gonna come and they're gonna
you
show
are
up.
riling up their basest instincts
Exactly.
of survival. He's got them believing they won't survive. They will literally
won't
not. They've got to
survive.
fight for their lives.
because of Mexicans coming into the
Yeah,
border, they
that was
won't be
day
able to
one.
work.
Day one. Mhm.
Because of abortion, they may not be able to have more children.
Yep.
So it was this whole thing that
And God forbid you take their guns, or even
they take their
mention
guns
the
or mention their guns.
Yeah.
So it's in every aspect they felt threatened.
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and who spoke to
Right.
that fear but Trump.
Your favorite president.
Exactly. He spoke to
She
that.
said exactly.
And
I got you.
he spoke to that fear.
Absolutely.
And so what do people tend to fight? Either two wars, either love or fear, and,
That's right.
they fight for fear.
You're absolutely right.
So who's surprised?
Right. I'm not. I'm really not. I just can't imagine what it's going to look like. Poor Biden. He's been trying to be president for over a decade. Over a decade.
That's why he won't go inside to do
he's going to do whatever he got to do to get in there. He's like, all right, well, we got 12,000 Army soldiers, but I'm still going to be president.
I think Wednesday he should do it inside.
Of course he should. I agree. Why take that chance?
Yeah.
You know, God forbid, because I was talking about this yesterday. God forbid he gets shot, Kamala gets shot, knock on wood. Then who's president?
Well, she
if
probably
this is before
won't.
noon.
I'm talking about she shouldn't be there. They shouldn't both be there at the same time.
Okay.
You know how some
I thought
people
the vice president is always there at
this time they shouldn't be, because it's like
she should be in the bunker.
It's like they never really travel on the same plane, because if a plane crashed, at least you have someone else.
Right.
So if she's there also and there does something that's happened,
yeah.
You know,
then it goes. They don't know this, but they'll think that he gets to stay president, but it automatically goes to Nancy, and they don't. A lot of them,
and that's why they were after Nancy too.
Information.
Remember, they were after her too.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're still after her.
Yeah.
Think of all the people now who have to have paid security. I mean, really, everything has changed after Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Lives are. Pence is still in danger. He and his family probably have to stay protected. You know, and I don't understand why he wouldn't go ahead. I guess he figured it would be even worse if he did enact the 25th Amendment. He's already pissed them off.
But no, they still trying to save face in case they try to run.
Yeah.
They want the same people to say, well, hey, I didn't do it.
That'll be really interesting. I'm telling you. Yeah, he will say that, but we have tape right up to last week how he was still saying, oh, no, we've got to fight this election. So, you know, but they tell you, you never trust your lying eyes, right? Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an interesting time in America.
Well, did you stock up on groceries? Because Wednesday is the day we're all supposed to stay indoors. It's sort of like a hurricane. Bunker, you know, hunker in and stay indoors until everything. I mean, who knows, you know.
Well, luckily we don't live in Austin, so that's one good thing.
And I wanted to go to Austin this weekend for Jeff's birthday.
Right.
He's like, nah, no capitals. We won't be in there.
No capitals. I think we'll be okay in Houston.
Yeah, Houston should be protected. I don't think they're gonna fool around down here.
It's no fanfare here.
Right.
Nothing
so
exciting.
Let's keep it that way, please.
Nothing to see here.
Right. But I still will probably stay close to home. You know me. I'm not trying to be a victim. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you know what I'm going to do. So today we're going to talk, eating healthy, detox for one of the New Year's resolution. So what I'll do Wednesday is just detox. So I won't have to go get groceries.
Will you tell me how? Because I'd love to detox.
We're going to find out.
Oh, yeah, we're going to find out. We got the really extraordinary. Not in full disclosure, me, my husband, and many of my family members have gone to her, and we love her, and she has literally changed his life, which means by relation, she changed my life. So I'm very appreciative.
Right.
And it's going to be cool to bring her on.
Yeah, just to find out how to clean your diet and the steps that you need to make in order to clean your diet.
Yes. To clean your diet is a real good way of putting it. And maybe to even wean yourself off of pharmaceuticals and find a natural remedy, a natural alternative to whatever prescriptions you've got. You know?
And you'd have to get, like always.
Oh, you always have to.
You never go off medication unless you talk to your physician,
or unless you're my mother.
Yeah,
because she's taking herself off. She's taking herself off.
As a health professional, you never, because you'll be liable.
Right.
So we're just going to say that. Right. We're not saying get off your medication. Talk to your primary care doctor.
Yeah, don't listen to Robin. That's for sure.
But there are better ways, even if we don't look at herbal supplements, just to say, how can we get healthy through our diet?
Yeah, and I mean, really, the way you eat can change how many medications you have to take.
For sure.
You know, and what you drink.
There's a reason it's called SAD, Standard American Diet.
Okay.
Because it's very sad.
Right. It is, definitely. I could, and you know what? You really can feel the difference. Like, one of the things she's gotten us off of is a lot of dairy. And so I love the vegan cheese, but every once in a while, if you get something with regular cheese, just say he could feel it immediately. Yeah. You know, it just makes you sluggish.
Yeah, so we'll be able to talk to her about a mucus diet.
Yeah. Oh,
mucus forming diet.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, join us when you come back, and we'll have Dr. Fisher, and she's going to come and talk to us about how to get 2021 healthy physically. Because then if you're healthy physically, then mentally, with all this stuff that goes on, it won't stress you out too much.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to, it's time to detox. This is Detox January. Or at least Detox Monday. That's
exactly,
sure.
Exactly. So join us as we come back and talk to our doc about detoxing.
Be right back.
Hello, I'm Carlin Charleston, Executive Director of Erase Races, and I want to take this time to invite you to an opportunity to change the world. Perhaps you're too busy and too preoccupied to help change the world, but please take the next 2 minutes to listen to how we plan to do it. The divisiveness and bitterness observed in our country today is not a coincidence of the current administration or any administration before. It is also not a product of a singular or multiple infractions by a zealous or racist police force. No, the race problem precedes the founding of our country. Our very history speaks in racial language, and most everything that happens in our society now carries with it racial baggage. It simply does not have to stay that way. The Erase Race campaign has only one objective: the unifying of all Americans, and that without regard to the color of their skin. This is a difficult challenge because of our history, but we can do it if we believe. If we believe that Martin Luther King Jr. was right when he said, "We are tied together in a single garment of destiny," we can do it. We can do it if we believe the founding principles upon which our country was built, that all men are created equal, we can do it. And if we believe that God did in fact make all nations of men from one man, and that we are all therefore part of one family, one race, then we can do it. Yes, the task is monumental, but the reward is worth the challenge. If you would like to join us as we change America and inevitably change the world, go to eraseraces.com, sign up today, and welcome to Erase Races, because there is only one race and you're in it.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and you know, sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And you know, my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. You know, I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay?
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
And welcome back to How You Living. So today, or this month, we've really been focusing on what you could do for your New Year's resolution. So we've talked about getting into the community. We've talked about exercise. And so today we want to talk about detoxing your body so that you can be a cleaner vessel for a higher vibration.
Oh, yes.
You like that one?
Cleaning you from the inside out.
Cleaning you from the inside out. So today we have Dr. Fisher. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Dr.
How are you
Thanks
doing?
for joining us today.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you want to give us a little bit of background?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I got into alternative medicine as a Prairie View graduate in nursing. I decided that I think there was a better way in order to help improve the health of our community. And so just briefly in transition, I ended up going back to the California College of Natural Medicine and learning how we can take our community back, how we can take our health back, our minds back. And so detoxing became one of my pivotal points for all of my clients. And so I'm gracious and happy to be here, and thank you for having me and embracing what it means to detox.
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of doctor are you for our listeners?
So I am a DNP, which is a doctorate of nurse practitioner.
Okay.
So I graduated from University of Miami, and that is where you basically, that's the highest level of nursing where I have my own practice. I'm able to prescribe, write for labs, write for medications, but I choose to educate my community about alternative natural remedies prior to or before having to make those more stringent decisions.
Nice.
Awesome.
So what is detox?
So detox in simple layman's terms is just like when I think about your house or your car, we wouldn't go forever not cleaning our house, right? Or not washing our cars. Well,
you don't know some of the people we know.
It's dirty.
It's the same thing with your body.
Right.
Dusting the body on the inside is a form of detoxing and cleansing. So if we allow dust and dirt and things to just fill up and
or never flush the toilet.
Toxins.
Oh wow!
Imagine if you never flushed your toilet in your house.
Oh, that's a very good way of looking at it.
Wow! Can you
know
imagine?
what? You need a visual like that.
Oh,
For someone who's never detoxed, yeah, that is. But that's a real good visual.
It really is. Yeah, that would create a facial expression.
Oh, good Lord!
That would look like somebody coming into your house going, "Whoa."
The flies.
Yeah.
Oh, the flies.
The parasites.
Oh, the parasite. Exactly.
And that's what's happening inside of the body is that if you don't cleanse it out from the inside out, the body will start to build up a lot of toxicity. So this is where, your poop smell, your urine smell. These things are actually not supposed to smell if you detox on a regular and, just eat properly.
So for someone who's never detoxed, what would be the easiest way for them to begin? Is it something they can eat or drink, or do they have to?
So if they've never detoxed before, I usually will suggest a detox supplement because a lot of times it's challenging to help people understand, just eat fruits and vegetables, just drink water. So sometimes you almost have to just kind of guide people. So what I do is allow people to continue their diet, and I actually put them on the liquids because they are by far the most affordable, but they cover the most comprehensive package of cleaning up the body, which includes the liver, the gallbladder, the whole body, and the heart. All those areas. And all they do is put a tablespoon in water and they just drink it.
And they can still have their same diet.
So she said someone who's doing it for the first time.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when people have never detoxed, when you take them too harsh, they become discouraged.
Yeah.
They'll call, I got headaches, because they're not used to just eating fruits and vegetables and taking supplements to help cleanse. And so their body just goes through these withdrawals. So they feel like this doesn't work. I don't like this feeling. So sometimes we have to take people a little bit slower.
That makes sense. That makes
Start
sense.
where they are.
But ideally, we would like to put them on a fruit and vegetable diet, and just have them eliminate, animal proteins, things of that sort, so that they can feel the benefit of taking the supplement.
So for people who've been, like you mentioned, the liver, a lot of Americans have fatty liver. Is there a way to remove that to, to reverse the damage that a fatty liver causes?
Right. So the liver is extremely important. That is the project manager of the entire body.
Okay, a lot of people don't realize that.
It is the and you only have one.
Right. Right.
So you have to take care of it. So when
everything you ingest goes through it, right? No matter what.
Everything goes through the liver and the kidneys.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Cleans out the
even
fats.
what you breathe.
Yes.
And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand is even anything, any part of your environment has to go through the liver.
And the liver basically sends it to where it needs to go for further breakdown.
Okay.
But the liver he's the master. And if he's not happy, the rest of the body is not going to be happy.
Can you imagine what Trump's liver looks like?
I
I think that would explain a lot because it also affects your mental abilities,
yes,
right?
Well, anytime that you're backed up like that house,
right?
It's going to become toxic.
You know what? I wish we had an image of what a healthy liver looks like and an unhealthy. Because the fatty livers are yellow and puffy and really bad looking, right?
But you know what? So what I was thinking, because a lot of people, especially now, get their gallbladder removed.
Yeah.
Because I had this young lady who worked in the clinic, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna get my gallbladder removed. Everybody in my family gets it removed." It's like, well,
they accept that.
You can change that by changing your eating. But she went and got her gallbladder removed. So have you noticed that that's to be a common thing where you have people who are coming in with that surgery?
I've heard that
absolutely. Because what happens is if you eat a processed diet, a high fatty diet, then they start to develop gallstones in the gallbladder. Well, the gallbladder and the liver, they're like the best of friends.
Ain't that something?
They're the best of friends. And so what they don't realize is when you remove your gallbladder, now you really start having problems.
Right.
Because now the liver is responsible for doing the gallbladder job and his job.
Right.
So that's why we always see people walking around angry and mad at everybody in the world. We know.
You say,
don't
it's
have
something's wrong with your gallbladder, right? Have you checked your gallbladder
that's when
lately?
you know, because that's that anger center.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what is it?
Oh my goodness.
The gut and brain reaction. So what's
Yes.
going on in the gut is going to affect the brain because they communicate. The little brain of the gut.
Absolutely. So that's why I always tell people we've had people come in all the time. They're wanting to remove the gallbladder, but what we always encourage them to do, no, let's flush the gallstones out. Let's do a liver and gallbladder cleanse. And then they're fine.
Isn't that something? It's really makes a big difference.
Yes,
it'll change your
it
whole.
does.
Might take like your headaches away, whatever chronic ailments you have, right?
That's if you don't then put the junk back in.
Right. Now, speaking of that, because both of you are vegans, right? But to all the vegans out there, that doesn't mean automatically you're living a healthy lifestyle.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you can be a vegan and
eat
have a
French
really
fries.
fatty liver.
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
You can be
So,
a vegan and eat French fries all the time.
Because it's
And
sounds
veggie burgers and that Impossible burger that they have that's just as bad.
Absolutely.
But see, it's sort of a deceptive sound. The word vegan sounds like vegetables. So, but a lot of vegans don't even eat vegetables.
Well, I don't know those vegans, but yeah.
This is a lesson.
That's an excellent point, Robin. That's
Thank
excellent
you.
because a lot of people don't understand the difference, and how plant-based, and being able to be healthy, how there is a difference between the two, and understanding that you could be a vegan that eat a lot of processed food and you're still in danger.
Absolutely.
So you might as well just eat a regular diet if you're going to eat a processed vegan diet.
Well, she just mentioned something that I have to ask you about because we have become, since we met you, we've become fans of Beyond Burger and Beyond Sausage. Love it. But is that unhealthy?
It's processed.
Because it's processed, so it's not good.
It's
so are we better
processed.
off eating the real
thing? How are you preparing it?
Well, the same way they tell you to.
So you frying
No, but I only use olive oil. I only use olive oil or coconut oil. I will not. In Just Life, you got to get some. He wanted to make fried rice. He's like, I need some vegetable oil. I said, vegetable oil doesn't mean it's vegetables.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I told him you can either use coconut oil or olive oil, or maybe avocado oil, but no vegetable oil. See how American language messes up people up?
I don't know. I never bought vegetable oil.
Good.
Well, I mean, as a kid, I mean, of course, my parents, we had all those bad oils.
Hey, I was told canola oil was good.
I've
never
fried anything before.
You never fried
I've never fried anything before.
I need to come stay with
just
her for a
just
couple
because
weeks.
I just,
I was just always horrible at it. I tried.
Everything in the oven or air fryer.
Okay, air fryer. Okay, that's good.
I love the air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just bought one too.
I just used
it
it for the first time, and man, was it delicious.
You know, I do have a question about parasites.
Oh, yeah.
So we talk about So it's a twofold question.
Okay.
So a lot of people need to have parasites in their diet. I know someone who left the country. She came back, didn't know why she was sick, and she had parasites from eating the foods.
Yes.
So when you do a detox, how can you get rid of the parasites? That's one. And then also, do the parasites really feed on the yeast that you're getting in your blood? Because a lot of us have a lot of yeast from all the sugar and everything. So the parasites feeding on the yeast, and how can you get rid of both?
Yes, that's a great question. Because a lot of people do have parasites, and you can get them. You can even get them from eating plant-based. You can even from eating vegetables and not washing them. But mostly animal proteins, mostly waterborne animal protein is where you usually will pick up parasites.
Does that mean fish?
Really?
Wow. Well, that means a lot of people would think it's only from beef and
have
pork.
you ever seen? You seen worms
that's what
in
they
fish?
eat. You ever seen them? They
haven't.
eat worms and things like
Yeah,
that.
like you get a big drum and you'll see worms right in it.
Oh yeah,
thanks a
they
lot.
do. They eat
So
it. And
being
what's so smart about parasites is parasites know how to cloak themselves. In other words, they know how to cover themselves up so that when you cook, you don't harm them. And then once the food settles down, they're able to uncloak themselves, and that's how you're able to still pick up parasites.
We're talking about Darwinism,
And so most
survival of the fittest.
Most people have parasites.
Oh,
and that's what I believe.
And so now, how do you?
So back to just finishing up the first question about the second one, and then I'll come back to the first one. The parasites, the way they survive is they survive off sugar and sweets and candida. They are able to hatch and multiply so they can maintain their space in the gut, or they can be anywhere in the body, but most of the time they hang out in the gut.
Okay.
And then the way you detox them and cleanse them up is you can use teas to detox them.
All right.
There's also
now.
There's also herbs. Yeah, there's also herbs, which you could actually use the herbs and make a tea. I love. I make tea every day in the evening, and I drink it. Anywhere from 2 to 3 cups a day. So it's very, very beneficial. The only thing is you can't just drink 1 cup and think they're all gone.
You've got to make
you
it
have
part
to
of your,
you have to be consistent,
Yes.
and you have to do it often if you do the tea as a detox. So what I like to do is I'll make a whole gallon for the day, and I put them in glass containers, and then I just sip on it throughout the day. That's how I do it when I choose
the
to
sugar
do it.
too. Also,
Oh, absolutely. You have to stop
do you sweeten
the
your
sugar.
teas at all?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Okay. Is there erythritol? Is that safe?
I don't use erythritol. I'm not familiar with it.
Is
I've
honey
seen
safe?
it. I like honey.
Okay.
I like agave.
Okay.
Monk fruit is okay.
Okay.
So
That's good to know.
I like,
Okay.
and one of my
I'm
favorites
a
is
honey
probably date
fan.
sugar.
Oh, date sugar.
I like
but I
date.
heard that was real fattening or real sweet.
When I
did
make
get some.
almond milk, I use dates.
Okay.
And
I love
sweet.
dates. I just
Okay.
eat dates by themselves, but
Yeah, I
you can
love
get it
dates.
as a sugar.
Yeah.
It's
I
probably
have
one of the
people-
most expensive ones. The stores don't even carry them.
You have to get it
You
online.
have to get it online.
Oh, date
Okay.
sugar? Because that's why I say I see dates. Because when
Yeah.
I make granola bars, I
Right.
use
Yeah,
dates.
you could buy just dates, but I haven't seen not a single store that actually carry date sugar.
I think you're right. I think it's
You
very
have to
hard to find.
Go to
that.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Hello.
that's
right. So, and can tea take the place of water, or do people need to have both?
You need to have both.
Okay.
No, that's
Yes.
funny
Some
because people say that. Well, I
Yeah,
drink
well, I
tea.
drink
My
tea.
stuff's
It's
like
kind of
a
like
water-based.
it's kind of like taking a shower.
Right.
You want pure water to take a shower.
Right.
You want it raining Coke.
Right.
No, because you're not cleaning. You're not cleaning the body.
Right.
So you have to use purified water when you're cleansing the body on the inside. So generally, I always drink about a gallon a day, and I always put about a 4th teaspoon of cayenne pepper in my water, and I drink it so that you're cleansing and killing parasites.
So the
if
cayenne
you pick one
kills
up.
the cayenne pepper.
Oh yeah,
That's good to know. I know black walnut was one of the
absolutely.
black
Wormwood,
walnut. Yeah,
black
wormwood and black
walnut.
walnut
Oh, yeah.
are a good combination to kill parasites.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I know we got to take a quick break, and we got
Yeah.
like only 1 million questions for you.
Wow.
Yeah, so when
that's
we come
awesome.
back, I want to talk to you more about water.
Okay.
Since we had just mentioned it, to say, okay, is there something with alkaline? Is there something with doing that reverse osmosis?
Right.
Like, what is the best water to take?
And we
even
have-
purified.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very good question. We've got some audience questions for you as well.
Absolutely.
So maybe potential customers. That was Freudian
Yeah,
slip.
right?
All right, guys, we will be right back with Dr. Latronica Fisher, and she's going to answer all of our burning questions for us. Be right back.
Five, four, three, two, one, zero, ignition, liftoff.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity. Unity is what matters.
Come on.
And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here at Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad. Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk About Unity because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
No. And welcome back to How You Living. I have our guest today, Dr. Fisher, who's trying to get our body right. You know, we were about to talk about yeast before we go into water. My body is horrible on sugars. You know, I know that if I do any kind of refined carbs, then I'm immediately going to break out or I'm going to start to get a headache or a tight jaw. So whenever I do too much sugar, immediately I can feel it in my joints, immediately. So a lot of us are addicted to sugar and salt. And so we know that the sugar is going to, those carbs will turn into sugar, would turn into yeast. What is the best way for me to detox away from sugar? I mean, I'm not really too bad, but even like I said, if I do granola.
Right, if you have something with sugar in it.
Not even in sugar. No, if I do just granola, period, I'll end up, it'll affect my body.
Okay.
So what should someone do if we're detoxing and we want to avoid the yeast because we're doing the teas for parasite and they're feeding on that parasites? How can we?
A yeast-free diet.
So generally I always ask what type of sugar people are consuming, because when you do things like granola, you have to read the ingredients.
Right.
And the ingredients will tell you, a lot of times they put organic cane sugar in it. You know, they say it's organic, and I get that, and it probably is, but the sugar is sugar is sugar is sugar.
Right.
And so a lot of times when you do have any type of breakouts from sugars and things of that sort, the next question I always ask for, have you tested your hormones? because sometimes the breakouts are hormone related if it's a clean sugar.
Right.
So something like date sugar is clean, honey is pretty clean, agave is clean. But if you're eating like organic sugar, raw sugar, turbinite, or you're eating all these processed sugars, then yes, your body is going to react to those type of sugars in the body. So that's why it's important that when you're young and you're still cycling, to look at the hormones. Right now, I find so many people's hormones that are imbalanced because of the stress we're dealing with the chemicals that we're inhaling, with the phones, with the 5G that we're dealing with. So there may be some other elements to this story that may be going on when you feel like every time you have sugar or granola, you break out. Start looking at whether your progesterone levels are where they need to be.
You know, and I wonder. So if sugar causes inflammation, and you know, say it could maybe affect hormones some kind of way for you to break out. Because I have a young cousin and she has really bad cramps, you know,
it could
and
be
so
her
that's
diet.
a hormone.
a diet, hormones, and then I wonder about fibroids. Is fibroids and sugar have anything?
That's a hormone.
Is there a relation
fibroids
between
is
the
usually
two?
always going to be hormones, diet, dairy, and chicken.
Yeah, chicken is definitely part of it, and also birth control pills.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
If you're on birth control pills,
one. Oh,
that
absolutely.
definitely promotes
Absolutely.
fibroids.
But let's talk real quick. Sidebar: chicken isn't that healthy.
No, chicken's not
That's
healthy.
why it causes fibroids.
And
because of the hormones.
Absolutely.
Because they shoot up. Because
unless
a chicken
you get
is a
it from
chicken.
the
Next
farmer's
day he's
market,
a full chicken.
He's a full-grown man.
That's
I
right.
think I heard
That's
someplace that they shoot the chicken up with some kind of, other than the hormones that they actually give the chicken. They shoot
They give
it
them
with
antibiotics. They give
like
them
the actual breast.
steroids.
They do water or something in it to try to puff it up for selling, which also causes some kind of.
They give them so much more than
they
Basically.
They give them so much more than they
They Kardashian those chickens.
Plump
That's
it up.
But that is definitely, I know that is. So what? Sorry.
No, that was good. That was a good one. So water. So what is the deal with, because you know everybody was like alkaline, but I think you can alkaline your own water by adding baking soda
and lemon. No,
that's a false elevation.
Okay,
that's good to know.
Good, we said it here.
Right.
No, you cannot alkaline your water because alkaline water is a chemical process that has to take place. So when you want to get your water in its most natural state, you want spring water or you want reverse osmosis.
I've been doing reverse osmosis.
My sister loves that.
I get it from Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods has.
I usually will suggest distilled water if someone's doing a colonic.
Yeah.
And then, but alkaline water, I usually put clients on alkaline water if they're big processed and animal protein
their
eaters.
pH is probably low.
Yes, their pH is very,
really
very
low.
acidic.
So what do you think about coffee colonics?
Oh, I love them. I do them every week.
Janet, really every week?
Yes, absolutely.
Janet
I do it more often if I had time.
I do.
Wow.
I do coffee colonics, and I'm glad you said that. So what
does it do for you?
They say the average person does coffee by the mouth, but if you're a holistic or health wellness person, it goes the other way.
You're not totally against coffee.
The other way.
You just don't like it from north. You like it in the south.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Right. So is it?
There you go.
Is it regular coffee?
Yeah, you just boil stew regular coffee just like you would make coffee.
But it's organic. I get organic coffee.
Yeah, you get organic and you make it just like you're going to drink it, but you're not. You put it in an enema bag.
Wow.
And then you're taking it the other
and
way.
then you let it, I lay on my right side and then let it sit for
they always talk about that,
20 minutes.
Because Vince is having a little bit of a heart attack. He's like, whoa, too much information.
It was a whole therapy, and it started with a G. I don't know if, and it was all they were doing a lot with cancer, and that's how they were doing a lot of the coffee enemas for cancer patients.
Okay.
Yes.
So what does it do?
It detoxes and cleans up the liver and the gallbladder.
So it does clean out the gallbladder and the liver.
From that direction.
Good to know. Okay. So people who want to clean out their gallbladder and their liver from the north.
Yes.
What is the easiest way to do that? I mean, is it
the easiest way is to go see a colonic hydrotherapist.
Okay,
that's the best way, and they can call our office, and we have about 3 or 4 recommendations. But that's the best way to start. We wouldn't want to start this on our own at home. You have to first understand what has to happen.
Right. And
how
the
to
side
insert
effects
the
might be
speculum,
there.
and
Yeah.
and the water needs to be slow,
Okay.
and so they just won't
Right.
have all that. You just want them to have a really
Don't try
good
this at home,
first
folks.
time
Yeah.
experience.
Not yet.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
do
because I
not
used to
try
go
this
to, I
at
used to
home.
do them all the time, going
Yeah.
to a colonic
Yes,
person.
yeah. Once you
Yeah.
go a while, then you learn.
know how to
Okay,
do
I
it
could do
yourself.
this.
I could do
So
this.
what about with the experts say you drink hot lemon? You like to put 3 lemons in a big thing of water, and you drink that
First
first
thing
in the
in the
morning.
Yes, absolutely.
And that supposedly helps filter or clean,
Yes,
filter
'cause-
out your
yes,
liver.
because
Does that really work?
Yes, because lemon is a natural cleanser.
Okay,
It
so
cleanses
it is
everything.
effective.
Yes, you can. You can clean your house with lemon.
With baking soda
I
and
put
lemon?
lemon.
It's the
I
same
put
thing on the
essential
inside.
oil lemon
Oh,
in
yeah.
all my laundry.
Oh,
and
gosh,
it really
it's
does
great.
make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did. So we were talking about coffee enemas,
Oh, yeah.
but we also wanted to find out about just drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Because I've heard, like we talked about the bulletproof coffee where people add coconut oil, and that's supposed to. And then I heard scientists say that you can drink a little coffee in the morning to help stimulate the brain, but you're not a component of coffee.
No, I'm not.
But why not? I'm all right. Full disclosure, you got my husband off of coffee and off of beef, off of pork, basically. But I refuse. Okay, so he wanted me to ask you, or for you to verify exactly what the detrimental effects of coffee.
So first of all, I want to say that I did my doctorate on coffee and caffeine.
So that was your dissertation.
Yes, it was.
And you got an A.
And I'm going to tell you the number reason why I did it on this,
Okay.
and that to me, that's probably one of the strongest suits, is that caffeine. I was going to open up a women's health clinic.
Okay.
Why? Because most women that drink coffee have bladder problems.
Okay.
They
That's
have
interesting.
incontinence,
That is
stress
interesting.
incontinence. They gotta go,
Oh my
can't
God.
wait. Because caffeine causes premature spasms on the bladder.
Really?
And so it causes the muscles to become extremely weak. So that was the reason why I did my dissertation on the effects of caffeine on the woman's bladder. But as I progressed through the process of caffeine is the #1 neurological transformer, which means it causes memory problems on the brain. It totally can transform the memory. This is where I find a lot of my clients become dopamine deficient, acetylcholine deficiency. So because what it's doing is reprogramming the brain.
Because
almost
it's a drug.
It's a stimulant.
It is a stimulant.
Right, that's
But what
exactly
about
what
tea
it
with
and
caffeine?
the heart.
I mean, green
So
tea has
same
caffeine.
thing. It's the same,
but they
philosophy.
also
It's just not as much.
Okay.
The tea doesn't have as much in it. So nothing with caffeine should be taken. It also
green
messes
tea has
with the
been
bones.
known by scientists to say it's one of the healthiest drinks on earth.
I understand that, but
Okay.
I'm saying
Just FYI.
Right. I'm saying green tea doesn't have as much caffeine as coffee. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I'm saying that there are some benefits, but when you're drinking coffee, it has thousands of, and I don't remember the number. I remember when I studied them. I mean, the numbers were just astronomical in terms of the caffeine that's in coffee versus what's in tea.
What about? Because I do like yerba mate. Is it yerba mate? And this is it's high in caffeine too, isn't it? Or not so much? I know you're saying that the tea is totally different than the coffee.
Yes.
But it has a good amount of caffeine too, doesn't it?
Is that tea also? Okay. I
And the
never
other
knew. I
thing
see it all the
about-
time, but I wasn't sure what it was.
The other thing about caffeine, you have to remember it causes acid in the body.
Okay.
So the joints become a problem. The joints hurt, the body becomes very acidic. So
Okay.
that's why it's important that, and for women, I would tell you the biggest thing for women is hormones.
Okay.
It is the #1 hormone imbalance of women to start causing hair loss and start causing.
I ain't drinking no more
a
coffee.
lot
Well,
of-
here's the thing.
It just
I don't have
does.
any side effects.
You don't
Okay?
know, but you don't know.
Okay,
That's
but I
the
feel
thing.
great.
But you know, and
normally.
also it's
But I
because
guess
a lot of women
it's
It's
individual.
it's
and
over
maybe
a period
because I
of
do
time.
other things that
and then
keep my
menopause. A
system
lot of
strong.
women who are going through menopause drinking
And
coffee.
I know that
is-
causes
And I
hot
see them if they
flashes.
have
Right.
low libido, they have vaginal dryness. I'm sorry, Vince.
he needs to know these
No, you
things.
do need to know this,
So,
right? It's
so
a
with
good-
women, you
Like,
have
baby,
to
stop
know
drinking
that
coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you so testy?
Right,
Now
right.
you know
It
why. Just
causes-
take that coffee
And you
away.
think it's spiking your health, but really it's a false spike, because eventually when you come down,
Right.
some of them feel like they need to have another cup.
All right, here's another question for you. Follow up. What about decaf coffee?
It's worse.
It still has caffeine.
Okay.
And decaf is to me that's a worse coffee because they have to put chemicals in to take the caffeine out.
Yeah,
so then
I wouldn't even.
Then it's a double.
Right.
You know.
Right.
That's good to know.
Man.
Well, I might consider it.
I mean, I have people come to me and say my hair is falling
that.
down. And I was like, one of these days you're gonna eventually give up coffee. I have people come to me who's gotten a sling for their bladders because they keep leaking.
God.
And I said, you have to stop drinking, but they're drinking 2 and 3 cups a day.
Yeah, I have one.
You know, and I said you
morning.
have to stop drinking all the coffee. It's gonna cause your bladder to do that.
If I drink coffee, because I like the taste.
Right.
I like a little coffee in my milk.
Yeah.
And so, but if I drink it a couple of days, then once I stop, I get an extreme headache.
And that's understood.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, and that's
it's changing the brain.
Yeah.
If you get withdrawals, something is wrong. You don't get withdrawals from stopping salad for 2 or 3 days, do you?
No.
I get mad.
You
might get withdrawals.
And think about this. If you go to any Starbucks, what do you see? A line.
Why? Yeah, you know
so
why? Because they're addicted.
They're
addicted.
So,
it's the crack.
So if they're addicted, why are they addicted?
Right.
Because there's something not right about it.
Wait,
And
we gotta take a break right now because
we're gonna start.
It's
we're gonna
blowing
argue a little bit more when we come back.
It's blowing Robin's mind to know how.
I'm not trying to hear it.
And we have a coffee picture
Jeff,
book
turn
that's
it
about
off.
100 pages.
So let's take a little short break, and we're gonna come back and get some more mind-blowing information.
Yeah. Be right.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
And welcome back to How You Living. Man, if you ever see how Robin and I communicate, people always ask, are we sisters?
Are you related?
Are you related? Because we're so yin and yang, but that's what makes it so fun.
That's right. That's right. It's like one of these things with love, though.
With love.
With all love.
Then she'll call me out.
Yeah, and she'll call me right back out. But I have a very tiny question, okay? Hydrochloric acid. The reason I say that it's so important to me is because I spent many years sick. Every time I ate anything, my stomach would hurt. So I finally went to a gastroenterologist. He wanted to put me on a prescription. He wanted to put me on something that would kill my liver. And then I went to a holistic doctor before I met you. She said, no, your body's just not producing any, it's not creating enough acid to break down the proteins. Right. All you need is HCl. That literally changed my life.
Yes.
Because I stopped thinking about my stomach 24 hours a day. Can you explain to people what HCl is?
So HCl is an acid that we naturally make in our gut.
No,
simple,
most people.
Our bodies naturally make it when we're young.
Yeah.
That's why when we're in our 20s and 30s, we can eat whatever we want to eat and stay skinny and not have to worry about our weight. But as you start to creep into your 40s, what happens is that production in the gut starts to reduce. Right. When it reduces, guess what happens? We get that extra padding in our midsection. So that just means that when people run to the doctor and they put them on all these antacids, it's not that you have too much acid, it's that you don't have enough acid. Because what does acid do? It burns things up.
Absolutely.
So the goal is to burn all that food up in the colon, and the colon is about 30 feet long. So you have food that's just stuck there and stored. That's why the stomach gets a little protruded. So if you took HCl after you ate a cooked meal, it would burn all that food up and send it to the back door. And that's what HCl is all about. So my little elderly people, when they're always, I can't sleep, I'm in pain, my joints hurt, they're not processing food. The food is just putrefying and rotting in the gut and being sent to all these other areas of the body.
And that's now
what about
the digestive system.
Now what about that with, say, buried esophagus? You know, when it's coming back up and can cause cancer. When their sphincter is
probably over a period of time, they just continuously allow this problem to elevate. They probably want antacids. If you're on antacids, they're making it worse. So what happened is that esophagus became eroded and it just starts to rot and just becomes such an issue that you can still put someone on it, but we usually put them on a little bit of Gastrovant and aloe vera because it soothes and begins to heal the esophagus, and then they're able to start taking the HCl maybe one at a time. So it's a slower process, but the goal is still for you to get HCl in the gut so that you can feel like you did when you were in your 30s.
Absolutely. Now what about bitters? Could that be the same thing that would help? Like if you took bitters, the herbs themselves, a combination?
I'm not sure what bitter is.
The HCl, because she has me taking like 3 or 4 after a meal. Well, I found one that's, it's betaine, HCl, but it also has bitters in it.
Okay.
And I can't see the difference. Apparently, it's just as effective.
Because bitters are herbs that you can take, especially if
it's not bitter melon, is it? We're talking about?
No, it's a mixture. You can have a mixture of different herbs, and these herbs help with the acid in your stomach.
And Doctor's Best brand just started selling that.
Because even I know they have some at Standard Process also. And so with the bitters, like say you eat and you find yourself having gas, you can take the bitters after or before you eat, and that'll help. And I wonder, is that the same?
It probably does.
I can't speak on it because I'm not familiar with it. But if anything that will actually create acid in the gut to help with digestion, then I'm sure it's fine. But I'm a real big fan of botanical and plant-based supplements and not glandular.
And you have very good.
So that's why it's very important your source. That was probably one of the questions I know she asked. But it's very important when you buy supplements, you want them to be plant-based and not animal glandular. And there's very few companies that have that kind of integrity.
So it would have to say vegan.
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
You wouldn't know.
Hopefully they're telling you the truth when they say it. Because I know
it's on the products when you see fillers and binders and unnecessary toxic tag-alongs, but you have to kind of research the company and find out what type of organs they use in order to extract the supplement. So if it's a B vitamin, most people when they go to the store and get B vitamins, they're animal glandular from a pig. I was a botanical. They're from flowers and plants.
Okay.
So that's the difference in the supplements. It's $1 trillion industry, but you have to know what you're buying.
Absolutely.
So you have supplements that people can get from you?
Oh, absolutely. We have supplements, and all of our supplements are plant-based botanicals. We don't use any animal glandules.
Okay. Can someone order online, or do they have to come and see you?
They can order online. They can call the office. They can make a visit with us if they're not sure what they need to take, and we can just kind of guide them through that process.
Okay. Well, how do they get in contact with you?
So they can call us at 713-520-8188. Again, that number is 713-520-8188. And if they're not sure what they need, they can always request a free 15-minute consult.
Oh, well, that's
cool.
Good.
So we can talk to them and build that relationship with them so that they understand we want to be there to support them. We're not just there to sell them a product. We want to just kind of know a little bit about their life and what would work for them.
And what about any social media outlets that you have?
We do have Instagram, which is Dr. Fisher Road R2W, which is Road to Wellness. And we have Facebook, which is the same, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness. Yes.
And then also your website.
Yeah, absolutely. My website, they can order on our website.
Okay, same Road to Wellness.
And
Yes,
she's
Dr. Fisher
conveniently
Road to
located in the Galleria.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good office, really nice.
Carpet
nice.
area, huh?
And I love it. It always smells real zen in there. I know you have essential oils going.
Yeah, I always have essential oils, and if
so
somebody
zen.
come in moody, we sage.
Just breathe.
Just
breathe.
Some holy basil.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, what do you think about salt lamps and salt therapy?
They're in my office too.
And I have
and they're all over my house too.
Yes, I'm a big
Peace
fan.
is so important.
It is very important.
I know. You need those salt rooms that you can just go to.
Yes.
Something I saw this morning before we have to go. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is super, super important. What I heard, a lot of people just take it whenever they take it. But it says one of the best things you could do, it's fat soluble. So you should take it with a fatty meal. Is that true? And
Yes,
that you should not take it at night because it can mess with your melatonin.
Well, because vitamin D is a fat soluble, and I always suggest it is mixed with a fat, which ours is mixed with olive oil. So it will uptake no matter whether you take it with a meal or without a meal.
Good to know.
So that's what I like about it, and it's a live source. We carry a live source.
Yeah, because I don't eat anything in the morning.
Yeah,
so
I don't
take
either.
it,
I just exercise and take
so
supplements and drink water.
Stomach. You can
That's
take
what
You're
I
part of
do.
my tribe.
Yeah, you all are definitely of the same tribe, and I don't know what made me think it was a good idea to be in the middle of you two. But anyway, I know it's all for the good.
I'm gonna come visit you.
I love it over there. I've been sending. I've been sending everybody
absolutely.
from the
first
when she first came on, and I'm like, oh, that machine. I had to find out about that energy testing machine.
Yeah,
and that's great. You know about those.
I know about it. I've never been tested.
Yeah, it's great because when you don't know what's going on, like we had a lady call this morning, can you bring your machine to the hospital because these people don't know what's going on with me. People go in the hospital now, they're not going to know what's going on because our food is so genetically modified. It's so processed. So your body is creating a disease that they don't even recognize. So it's really hard. But what's nice about the machine is it tests over 68,000 variables of the body and can tell us where the roadblock is. And so we know if there's a virus in the liver, if there's a parasite in the brain, if there's some type of bacteria going on in the heart, we know what's wrong.
And I'm proud to say that your machine found me pretty healthy.
Yes.
Even though I drink
even
coffee.
with the caffeine.
Yeah, because it means she's doing a lot of other things to complement her body.
Thank you for
and that makes the
recognizing
difference.
And I'd like to see the before and after on Jeff because it has made a big difference for him too.
He's so awesome. We should have him on here to encourage other men
to be
proactive.
We're gonna be bringing you on.
I think he's a poster child. He was really a poster child, and he sat and he listened.
Because
and from his wife, I hear he implemented.
Yeah.
And so he was so easy. I'm super proud of him.
Not from me though, only from you. So if because I don't have a doctorate degree, he didn't believe me. But what you're doing is basically
well, I said it takes a village to raise a husband.
Really does.
It just does.
Thank you.
So we definitely will have you on again for sure because we didn't even get to.
We didn't scratch the surface.
We scratched the surface. Even brain health. I want to even go there and talk about that and diet. So you will be back real soon.
Absolutely.
So before we leave, what little nugget can you give our guests? What little word of wisdom can you leave them with?
So the word of wisdom that I would leave many people with is that as you go on your next journey to the grocery store, I encourage you to turn the label around and read the label. And if you're in the 40s club, take your phone, take a picture of it and blow it up. And read and make sure you know that if you're going to get a bag of potato chips, it should have 3 to 4 ingredients and not 10 to 15.
That's good.
Start there because, we like potato chips, right? Yeah, we may like cookies, but there's a better brand of cookies and chips. So just start taking those baby steps to start reading food labels.
That's great. Thank you so much.
She just dropped the mic.
She sure did. That was a mic drop.
Next time we're going to have a workshop with her coming in to just teach us how to read labels.
I love that idea. That's a great idea. We're going to have a theme for every visit.
Exactly.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
She's our theme girl.
Yeah, you are definitely. We can't thank you enough. I told everybody this was going to be one of the most valuable.
I know. We have so many more questions. I can't wait till you come back.
But you guys check out Dr. Fisher. Definitely.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys once again for joining us with our show today.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good one.
Yeah. And if you missed it, don't worry. We will be, anyone who's not hearing me right now, just stay tuned for the replay. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. And as always, we got to ask, how you living?
Peace.